night creep, impromptu late night creep. Wanted to hop up here and give you guys some content. I know I've been lacking, I've been slacking for a minute, but I'm here in the flesh. So let's get this cracking. Yeah, shout out to Biracial Awareness. He basically shared Renata Malata's clip that she uploaded concerning American mulattoes, and a very valuable clip. Shout out to Renata Malata. I really appreciate her and everything she's doing. And over on TikTok, she shared, or excuse me, he, Biracial Awareness, shared her clip over there, and I saw a lot of good engagement over there. So I kind of want to bring that over here to this channel and talk about it. Let me share my screen right now. We can examine this. All right. Okay. This is posted on my channel as well. But a lot of good commentary that's coming with this. You can see right here, look at the likes. 1,276 likes. 451 comments. A lot of engagement. Biracial Awareness is getting a ton of engagement. Shout out to him. Let's play this clip right here.
Descent, having one white parent or two mulatto parents. Historically, mulatto was a recognized racial classification in the United States, officially acknowledged by the federal government in 1785. The 1850 U.S. Census included mulatto as a racial category, but the 1924 Racial Integrity Act enforced the one-drop rule, reclassifying mulattoes as black to erase the mulatto identity. By 1930, the mulatto classification was removed from the U.S. Census. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 provided relief against discrimination, and in 1967, Loving v. Virginia overturned the Racial Integrity Act. Despite these advancements, the mulatto identity remained obscured, and negative propaganda continued to affect its perception in America. The term mulatto originates from the Portuguese word mula, for mule, an analogy for the offspring of black and white parents. Historically, it was not used derogatorily like the N-word, but served as a legitimate racial classification. Today, societal attitudes have labeled the term as offensive, yet it remains used without stigma in many parts of the New World. Today, societal attitudes have labeled the term as offensive, yet it remains used without stigma in many parts of the New World among mulattoes. Approximately 3.1 million people identified as mixed white and black in the 2020 census, reflecting a 67.4% increase in population growth over a decade. Notable mulatto figures in American history include Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, Frederick Douglass, the famous abolitionist, Booker T. Washington, a prominent educator, author James McBride, comedians Key and Peele, actress Halle Berry, and singer Alicia Keys, to name a few. The perception of the term mulatto as offensive is largely imposed by external viewpoints rather than by those who identify with it. Mulattoes are a diverse and beautiful group whose history has been intentionally erased in the United States. But mulattoes are a rapidly growing demographic. Recognizing the mulatto identity ensures accurate representation and addresses the needs and concerns of this diverse group. Being biracial is nothing to be ashamed of. A mulatto is an individual of mixed European and
Right. So shout out to Renata Malata for that beautiful, her beautiful work here. And it's kind of bizarre because I can't pause when these clips on TikTok. I don't even have the wherewithal to like pause it and give my commentary. Better, suited for YouTube. I can give my commentary and pause. Regardless, the engagement and commentary that I see is worthy for me to give a response and add my own personal commentary to the matter. This is off of another mulatto gentleman's upload, biracial awareness. Shout out to him. Like I said, a lot of my kind of inspiration for especially the posts, the images that I post when I say like mulatto or black or mulatto and bantu, a lot of that inspiration is deprived from biracial awareness from his original posts that he's been uploading for years over on all over social media, when he states, white, mulatto, and black. Like, his images are just perfect. So my inspiration comes from him in that regard. But he saw Renata Malata's, video she put here. And is, as you can see the comment right here, she puts here, "Hello, I am the creator of this video. Thank you for sharing." Right? Shout out to her and shout out to him for sharing her video. So I wanted to hop up on here because there's a lot of interesting comments about this video. There's nothing derogatory or offensive about this video. This is a video about mulattoes being proud about being mulatto, but people are upset about that. Let's dive into it and examine their commentary. Why are they upset about that? Why are they upset about mulattoes being proud to be mulatto? It's a beautiful thing. I look at these images that Renata Malata has shared. We are, us mulattoes, are the most beautiful people on the planet. I look at these images, I'm like, there's nobody that's better looking than us. I mean, it's funny with a guy like me, people talk all the ish they want about us. I love it. It's hilarious. You can talk all the ish you want about me. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But contrary to popular belief, we look at the images here. It's just like, yeah, nobody looks better than us. So we have some commentary here. So what if you are white and Asian? Are you considered a mulatto since it's two ethnic groups? See, and this is of course a black providing their confusion, which they will do. We're going to examine these comments. See, when you use the term biracial and mixed race, you're always going to have these grifts and these blacks to push their confusion onto you, to tell you, well, there's different ways to be mixed race. It's not just black and white. Being biracial is not just black and white. There's different kind of biracial people. When you talk to these grifts and these Afrocentrics, this is what they're going to push, because they understand the reality that mulatto is ultra specific, European and African, period. And because they're more African, genetically, heritage, culturally, etc., they don't make the cut. They're not in our group. And so because of that, they want to stifle and they basically want to put a wedge in between your efforts. They want to make the case because they're not a part of it. They're not a part of it. They're not included in what we're doing. So they want to sabotage your entire operation. So what their first method they're going to do is spread confusion. Well, there's different kind of mixed race people. You see, look at this comment here. It says Hot Wheels XL. And then, of course, biracial awareness, Mulatto Man, perfectly states it. Says you're Asian. If someone's European and Asian, Hapa or Hafa, they're Eurasian. Okay. We have the vocabulary for these individuals. Okay. Thank you. Makes sense. The better question, what do you call light-skinned black person? That both parents are black, like my ex, or my son, mom mulatto. I'm black, but he came out with curly hair. Is he mulatto? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care because if they identify with you, if they call the Bantu their brother and sister, they're clearly not going to be sympathetic towards mulattoes. Okay. We have here Sarah Pearson puts, my twins are biracial. I need them to understand that even though they are both, some people will only will only see them as black, cops, etc. Oh, the cops, get them scared. They should be pro law enforcement. Why are they fearful of the cops? It's a citizen endeavor. They should be part and parcel of that, right? But they probably have their pants down, their pants hanging down, trying to act tough. And then, of course, So it's important to know the way people will treat you based on their skin. Yeah. And a lot of these other buffer classes, they're going to be working with the Anglos against you, period. They'll sit there and pretend like they're your friend. Okay. All these buffer classes, but they're going to be working with the Anglos right against you. See, I know the younger population, they're going to be forced. They're going to be put in a position where they're not going to have a choice. I mean, the older generation, the millennials, I'm a millennial guy, but even the Xers, it's like, they got hoodwinked. They think they got a choice. They got, and all this stuff with this technological age we're in right now. These younger people, they're not going to have a choice. They're going to be hit with the harsh reality that you are in a tribalistic environment. And the mulattoes are here. We're not going anywhere. You're going to have to take a stand. Or you're going to be deemed as basically a traitor, an enemy belligerent, and you're going to be, positioned as such. Most of them, they're going to get on cue. They're going to realize the situation we're in right now, it's too out in the open. It's too in your face. The anti-mulatto sentiment you see from the Bantus and the Anglos and their buffer classes, Latinos, East Indians, etc. It's too out in the open now. The anti-mulatto sentiment. So they're going to be forced. They're going to be forced into a position to organize. And I already see it, man. I already see it. Shout out to the Pewter Party. Shout out to the Pewter Party and these other mulattoes who are organizing. We already see it right now, today. We see it now, today, with these younger mulattoes. They understand they're in a position now where they have to organize. The jig is up. The jig is up. You're going to have to organize. You're going to have to consolidate with people. You're going to have to organize. You don't have an option. The anti-mulatto sentiment is at an all-time high today. You don't have a choice. Let's continue on with what we see here. These comments this individual puts here. It's important to know that the way people treat you based on your skin color, really skin color. Oh, okay. Dark skinned Indians, who are some of the biggest fucking Anglo pale skin fucking ass kissers I've ever seen in my fucking life, right? But they're treated very nicely by all your little racist fucking Anglos who kiss the Bantu behind, okay? Right? They're treated very nicely, yeah, because they're docile and acquiescent, right? The Anglos, they love dogs, right? They love their little dogs, right? A man's best friend, according to Angelo, they love their dogs. They love obedient people. And they got these acquiescent, docile fucking, Hindus and Indians. Of course. Of course. right? And they're blacker and darker than me, you know? Of course. So it's not about skin color. That's what I'm trying to say here. This idea, this people of color, this fabricated fraud, you know, terminology that they're developing out here, these liberals and all this other crap. It's not about skin color. Because the Anglos, they love the little dark skinned Hispanics and the dark skinned fucking Indians, East Indians. They love all these little dark skins as long as they're kissing their ass, right? It's not about that. It's about political power and influence in this society. And they look at the mulatto as a threat because, by and large, most of us, I know for myself, speaking for myself specifically, it's about power and influence. They look at us as a threat. They don't look at that little dark skin Hispanic Latino trying to be cool with the Anglos, gonna be a butt kisser. They don't care about the East Indian, the Hindu, okay, Pakistani, whatever, kissing their butt. So it's not about skin color. They talk. I look at this lady here, Sarah Pearson, talking about they're gonna be treated based on their skin. It's not about skin. It's not about the color, the POC, and all this other fabricated BS. It's not about that. No, it's not about that. I see people all over the place darker than me, Asian. I'm going to continue to repeat this. Middle Eastern, East Indian, all this blacks, the Bantu, the dark skinned Bantu. The Anglo knows they can use this dark skinned fucking Bantu against the mulatto. They are fearful and intimidated by the mulatto. Period. You're going to learn this. You're going to understand this when you listen to this channel in my commentary. And you're not going to like what I have to say. I'm going to say some stuff that's going to hurt your feelings because I'm going to shatter your psyche. The embedded programming that's been put before you to make you think, okay? You're going to know when you listen to this. Let's go into this. Check out some of these comments from these individuals here. I mean, shout out to Renata Malata and Biracial Awareness. I saw this over here because Biracial Awareness basically re-uploaded her clip, her video she put, and I saw these comments. I was like, this is juicy material. This is great stuff. I'm just gonna talk about this shit over here. We got over here, Queen Slim puts, I know I'm mixed with native, mother, black, father, and excuse me, but I know so many light skins with two black parents who got more white than a mulatto person. Doubt that. I'm one of them. I haven't met anyone. There is no such thing as a light skinned black person unless they have albinism or uh, vitiligo. Apologize if I'm butchering the term, which is caused by congenital disorder, right? Michael Jackson syndrome. If they have light skin and that much European blood, they don't have two black parents. They have two. I know they got two mixed parents, but they kid themselves. You know, these light skins, whatever the fuck they call themselves, they serve dark skinned Bantus. Okay, that's it. Like all the confusion, whatever all the religious philosophies and other bullshit they bring to the table. Look, they serve the dark skinned Bantu. They identify the dark skinned Bantu as their brother and their sister, whatever little foolish, religious hocus pocus they bring to the table. They serve the dark skinned Bantu. They want to use the mulatto to their benefit to serve them, period. So, all these other little funny terms they bring up here, you guys should understand by now. If you've been listening to me, I've been doing this for 2 years, at least 2 years. Like, I'm only growing. I got some stuff planned for you. This is what they're going to do. They're always going to muddy the waters and bring confusion and try to hoodwink you to pull you back in to serve blackness. That's their whole agenda. And they'll use religious philosophies and other type of stuff they'll throw in there. Their whole goal is to make it so where you serve the dark-skinned Bantu, period. And you relinquish your own identity, your own agenda, your own destiny to serve another group of people who hates you, who doesn't like you. Like I look at all these other like these exotical channels and they still identify as black. It's hilarious. Like it's just all clout. They want to grow. Good luck for good for you guys. I was talking to a colleague of mine today or at work. I was like, shit, I have the passion for this move. I didn't tell her specifically, detail for detail, what I'm doing. I try to keep things kind of on a down low. But I was telling her, look, I got passion for this particular project, for this channel. I could be doing my other channel that's more in line, linked in with my business. Already got clients, I got students. I could grow my niche doing that. It's just funny. Like I look at these like exoticals, like they identify as black, they serve black. It's fucking hilarious. Like, why are you guys in this discussion if you serve the Bantu? The Bantu is already demonstrated they are against mulatto solidarity and mulatto independence. Period. So when you see these people who identify as multiracial or biracial, whatever they say, MGM, multi generational mix, but they identify with the Bantu and they want to call themselves light skin, whatever they say, they're not pro mulatto. They are not pushing a mulatto agenda. They're not for the independence of mulatto. What other further conversation is needed with these individuals? They've already demonstrated that they are not aligned with your agenda and your destiny. And I see this, and I see this stuff, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, let's continue on with this. We have this guy here says, I've been fighting for this. Bring it back. They are not like us. We are special too. You're special too. Yeah, you're special needs. Yeah, I get it. And don't call us black. Call us Bani Israel. Call them an Israel. Call them a light skin. Call them a mulatto. They're just gonna hoodwink and fucking take all your terminology. You see that shit? Call them a so-called fucking black. Mine as well. Call them a so-called mulatto. Call them a so-called. You call them whatever the fuck you want. He uses this term Israel. He serves the Bantus. He works for the fucking Bantus against the mulattoes. Period. And we already examined your terminology. I've been doing this for 2 years. I've seen and studied all you people. All you savages out here, anti-mulatto. You think you're going to take us and use us for your own political agenda. It's not going to work. Not as long as I'm up here. You can do what you want. You can dox me, harass me, mock me, all this stuff. I'm traveling the whole fucking planet, building connections. Do what you want, but I'm still going to be up here. We're watching you now. This idea, they think they have a voice above you. They think they can take your voice and speak for you, about you, and above you. But now we have the microphone. We have the voice now. Not that much they can say once we challenge their ass. I love it. I look at this. I listen. Look at this guy. Don't call us black. So-called black. Call us Bani Israel. Okay, yeah. 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 Might as well call you a light-skinned mulatto now. Even though you're a fucking dark-skinned Bantu, you serve the dark-skinned Bantus. We might as well just call you a mulatto now. Okay, might as well. Might as well. This is where it's going. I see this shit. I love this. I laugh at this. This is hilarious. And I've known this for the past 2 years. This is what it's always going to resort to. Always. And these mulattoes who sympathize with the Bantu, they always have a little back door open to let them up in here to just sabotage and bastardize your entire operation. It's hilarious. I don't know what to tell you guys. Shout out to this gentleman here, Quateroon. And look at this, collectibles and more. Okay, another Bantu trying to sabotage your operation. Puts here, mulatto is not a race. Yeah, but the blacks are, right? Tribalistic as ever. Puts here, it's just something white Americans came over with because they know their race is being erased. So they want to say that it's mulatto instead of black to make them feel better. Well, they know their race is being erased, but you have to understand the Anglos, he's saying whites, the Anglos, they know they're basically in a fucked up situation. And they think their little white savior, Trump, is going to save their ass. But the Anglos, they need these fucking Hispanics, these Latinos to save their ass. Okay. That's why they're going to fuse with them to build their population up. We see that, and they're doing that with the Asians as well, but the Asians have strong genes. So it doesn't work the same way. When the Asians, you have a bunch of Happas, Hafus, etc., all over the place. Even J.D. Vance, the vice president or the vice presidential candidate with Donald Trump, right? His East Indian wife partner. His kids are mixed race, but it's okay to the white nationalist incels because the white male, they want the white male to exercise, access to other females. It's only when a black male exercises those same privileges, then the incels get kind of uppity. But yeah, this whole thing with like, they know they have to fuse with a specific group, and they've chosen the Latinos. That's his demographic. That's their buffer class. They've chosen to help them, to lead them into the future for the next centuries. And so this individual puts here, yeah, they know that it says race is being erased, saying be erased. And they want to say that it's mulatto. Well, they don't want to say it's the facts. A mulatto, we're not the same as a black, a Bantu. We look at us and look at you. We're not the same. Look at me. Look at me or any other mulatto. Won't look the same as you Bantus. See, they're mad that we have a voice and we're telling them, see, because they always rely on their white massa. Well, according to the white man and his rules, like, look, I'm not like one of you slaves. I don't adhere to the whites. See, that's the reason why a lot of them don't like us, because we challenge their ass. But you fucking Bantus, you serve them. You make it difficult for all of us out here because your cowardice, your pitiful nature, slaves, proud fucking slaves for the Anglos. See, you make it difficult for the rest of us out here. We're the ones out here who have always been fighting, always been the forefront. So we've always been the ones who've been challenging the status quo, not you people. You've been in the background, fucking, in the field, clowning, minstrel shows, whatever the hell you people do. You not like us. Yeah, that's you people in the background serving whites. It's always been the mulattoes who've been at the forefront challenging the status quo. Yeah. Biracial awareness puts mixed race mean two different race made a baby, which mean the black race and other race made a baby. In that case, what it means is that the black race and the mixed race of its own and not a mix and is not a mixture. This guy puts not true. Let's see. Let me get to these comments. I apologize because this TikTok is a little iffy. My guy puts here, or a lady puts here, Alyssa. She puts mulatto is not black. So how does that make any sense? What is mulatto? Mulatto is not black. Mulatto is a mixture of white and black, which is a new race. Some people use the term gray, proverbial gray. They're not black. They're not Bantu because the black genes, the African genes are not dominant. You can erase the African genes within two generations. That they're not dominant. They've never been dominant people. Dominant genes, dominant people do not allow themselves to be fucking slaves and then parade around civilization, society, being proud to be slaves. We're FBA and ADOS. How are you proud to be a fucking slave and conquered? Like, that's not dominance. That's not exhibiting dominance in society, right? So, you're not dominant. And then the guy, this individual acts stupid. Collectibles. What is mulatto? Black. You see how they push the Afrocentric pseudoscience? Black is a dominant gene. No, it's not. Like, I already mentioned this. This guy puts here black as a dominant gene. Dominant genes don't cry and complain about white racism and slavery and institutional racism. Okay. Black genes don't do that. So you show your hand with all this crybaby crap. Okay. The black gene is not dominant. You people can be erased within a couple generations. Patrick Mahomes is the best example of that. His father is a black, what is it? Baseball player, professional baseball player. Patrick Mahomes, like, and there's many other examples. He's just one example. It's like you people aren't dominant. You're only fooling yourself, and we get it because you want the women, you want to bastardize the women. Okay, we get it, to neutralize the mulatto group. You want to attack the women. They do that with the Latinos, with the Hispanics. They do that with the Dominican people. They always go after the women. You notice that? Like Phil Advice Show, Dr. Umar Johnson, and all these other pro-wax, Afrocentrics, they always target the women with their criticism, with their dissecting and analysis. They never go after the men. They're not going to go tit for tat, mano y mano, try to debate us on what is and what isn't black. No, because they know we're a male competitor. They're going to compete with us. No, they know it's the easier target if they go after the women. They can try to shame them. And I mean, especially if it's a biracial woman or mulatto woman, it's like, it's kind of easy. I mean, the black guy will just take your black card, like, oh no, I've listened to Erica Badu. I identify as a black woman. Like, they don't give a shit if a black woman, like all these fucking exoticals and all this crap, they they make their whole career, their whole YouTube channel talking crap about black women. They don't give a damn. Like their whole position is to challenge black women and what it is to be black and all these fucking mixed race, hood rats who identify as exotical. You know, their whole position is like they need the black male to provide them legitimacy within the black race. This is it. So these black males, they know that. They know that. So this is why they target these mixed women. They know that for the mixed women, she's gonna get bullied and picked on by these darkies like Chrissy, the rest of the savages. They know that. So they need the black male for basically backing, for protection. This is who they go to. This is who they go to. They need the black male for protection, for legitimacy. And a lot of them, they become bastard baby mamas. They have bastard kids by these blacks. This is how they anchor themselves into blackness. You guys all see this, you mulatto men, especially I know the men who listen to me, the mulatto men. I mean, they're already professional businessmen. They got their Latina wives or white wives. They got businesses. I get it. I know you guys. You're listening to me. I get it. You guys are already doing something else, but you still tune into me. You still listen to me. But for the younger dudes who are trying to see what's up out here, this is what it is. You see these mulatto women, like, their pathway to blackness, if they want to be accepted by the group, is they got to be bastardized by the dark skinned Bantu. But they need protection from the black female. The black female is going to be on their neck. So they got to be bastardized and serve the dark skinned Bantu male. This is what it is. And these black males, they understand this. They know this. They know how easy of a target you are, how of a mark you are. How easy. Everybody knows it. It's like, it's not just me talking my shit up here on YouTube. The blacks know it. Everyone, the whites, guys, everybody knows it. How easy you people are. You're starving for identity. You're starving for leadership. You're starving. You want a place to belong. You want to feel protected. You want to feel like you're pedestalized, like you belong somewhere. So you run and you serve the dark-skinned Bantu and you get bastard kids by the dark-skinned Bantu. That's your home. That's where you serve. And you see a guy like me and I'm sitting here just smiling and laughing at you like you chose your position. And it's very hilarious. I mean, good luck to you. And we see this comment here, what is a mulatto? Acting very stupid. From his collectibles and more, because they always bring their confusion and stupidity when they deal with you. When they deal with their white massa, their Anglo massa, they already know what the time is. They know they're going to get checked real quick, right? But with you, they're going to bring their confusion. What is a mulatto? Mulatto is not a fucking black. You're in the right place today, right? It says black is a dominant gene. No, it's not. You people are easily erased within a couple of generations. Now, what they try to hoodwink the mulatto female to doing, what Dr. Umar, the rest of the pro wax, is to serve the blacks and just find a black partner to basically give up your European genes, go mix in with the blacks. Okay, have fun. You're a baby mama struggling to pay the bills. Have a good time. Because that's what I see from a lot of you people. You're struggling to pay the bills. You're a baby mama from these Bantus. I just sit there and it's so pitiful in my position. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not special. I tell people every day I hop up on here, I'm not a special guy. Say whatever you want about me. I'm not special. But I'm looking at this situation, this that the arrangement that they have, and I'm like, this is not a win for you chicks. This is not a win. Like, you're not proving anything. And then, let me get into this. So he says, it's science. Why people always try to be right, even when they are wrong. Get over it. Yeah, you're wrong as hell. No one's liking your comments either. I'm gonna check out a couple more of these comments because this guy is clearly, I'm pretty sure it's a guy because he wants access to the mulatto female to bastardize you, to make it to where mulatto men laugh at you. And it's just a sad situation. And the Integrity Act has nothing to do with mulatto. It was all about American Indians reclassifying them as Negro. Mulatto is a mix of two races, blue and yellow, make green. How does white and black make black? There's no such thing. My daughter's biracial and has white skin, has blue eyes, dirty blonde hair. Where is a dominant gene? Yeah, blacks are not dominant. Dominant races, dominant genes don't cry about slavery. Okay. You're nothing but dominant. You're weak and conquered. You're right next to your little Anglo masters. It's funny because I look at the Latino circles. The Latino circles, they're calling you people Afro Saxons. They're mocking you because they know your mindset, your operating system, the way you think is that of a fucking white Anglo. So they're calling you blacks, you African Americans, Afro Saxons. That's literally the terminology they've developed for you. They're identifying you as an Afro Saxon. You're just a black, a Bantu in America, a former slave who identifies with the whites. You use their codes and their edicts as if it's like the law, like if it's like something to be like basically respected. The one drop rule. Well, according to the white man, shit, when he pulls you over, you just gonna be seen as a black. See, that's you people. That's you Afro Saxon, you slaves. You think that their laws like are respectable in society when they don't even have control of the fucking border. They got open borders, south of the border, open borders. Everybody can just hop up on in here, come to America, open by. They don't control shit out here. You haven't figured that out yet. They don't control anything out here, but you fucking Bantus, you Afro Saxons, you still look at them as if their rules, their laws are to be respected. That's the thing, the difference between you people and mulattoes is mulattoes like me, and I'm telling you right now, let me see if I got that right here, because I'm telling you right now,
I am telling you right now that
these younger mulattoes, they're not having it. They're not having it. I'm telling you, they're not having it. These younger cats and gals, they're not having it. I already see it over on Discord and TikTok and all this stuff. Like I said, shout out to the pewter party, and there's others as well. Like, they're not having it. They don't have the same agenda as you fucking Bantus. And I'm just one dude out here who's just letting you know publicly right now as a millennial. But these younger people coming up after me, nah, they're not gonna have it. They're not, all right, they're not gonna have it. Mulatto biracial mix is its own category, maybe not on paper, but the fact you are trying to make people who look nothing like you say they are is embarrassing. Yeah, because they hate themselves. When you deal with a lot of these Bantus, they don't like themselves. They hate themselves. So they want to try to force you into their group to make themselves feel better. Dr. Umar, the rest of the Afrocentric pro-wax, Tariq Rashid, etc. Instead of arguing with me, all you have to do is research. Black is not dominant. It's not me, it's science. And he's calling her little girl. It's science. Don't argue with me. Do your research. He's not providing any sources or link. Typical savage. And he's saying black is dominant. It's not dominant. Dominant people don't cry like a bitch about slavery and the colonizer and racism. There's nothing dominant about that. You cannot be respected in society. When you cry about featureism, you cry about colorism, you cry about texturism, you cannot be respected in society when you cry like a bitch. There's nothing dominant about being a weak bitch crying about texturism and featureism. That's not dominant language. That's not dominant posturing in society. But they will continue to spew this foolishness. Puts here, you're saying black is dominant gene. If my daughter looks white, yeah, where's the dominant gene? Yeah, your kids don't look black, and there's a bunch of comments. Like I said, guys, I'm gonna share the link to this. You guys will have full access to this. Okay, I'm just kind of talking my shit, looking through this. Very interesting stuff. And I saw that comment had a lot of. He says collectibles and more. Said I have a white mother, black. I have a white father, black mother. All right. Yeah. I took an ancestry test and it came out. I have more African blood. What am I? Says you are biracial. The person says, no, I'm not. I don't know who this is. Collectibles and more. Houston, Texas. They say they have a white father, black mother. I had this is real spicy material because we can open up a whole fucking can of worms, especially with a guy like me who's been up here blabbing my mouth for a minute. We can open up a whole can of worms with that. But I think I might save it for later. I'll let you guys do the talking first and I'll do my screenshots and kind of take my notes and get you back with that on the flip side. But yeah, I saw this comment right here. It's like, are you talking about colors? Yeah, clearly you're dealing with a confused person. Okay, their parent is probably their single mama, raised them to identify as black. So you're dealing with someone who's confused. It doesn't make sense to go back and forth to them. If they don't identify as biracial mulatto, and that's what they are, you're wasting your time with these individuals. Okay? They just see themselves as black. Let them have a good day. Have fun, man. Fight their battles. Help them out. Says I'm 29. Shout out to Quarter Rune. Says I'm 29% black, 69% white, and 1% Asian. I have a mixture European African, and I'm not black. I'm mixed. Shout out to him. Definitely a supporter of our efforts out here. And we got their black mixes in a race, not to mention they were also seen as black anyways, despite lighter skin, because their African features and mix, and biracial isn't a race. See, that mix isn't a race. Biracial isn't a race. I'm a black, and I'm telling you that. You people don't make the rules out here. Sorry to burst your bubble, Mr. Black. You don't make the rules out. You don't run shit out here. The mulattoes here are here to laugh at you and correct your ass. I look at the ratio here. It's hilarious. Biracial awareness says, did you know that biracial people cannot receive bone marrow from black people? So even from a medical perspective, they are not black, period. Exactly. His ratio got 5 likes. This little pro-whack knucklehead one dropper, 0 likes. Yes, they can. No, they can't. There is a major phenomenon, and the white nationalists always pointed out, you mulattoes have got mental health issues. You have identity issues, just like the blacks, the Bantus, okay, the Anglos, because the Bantus, they serve the Anglos, right? So they take the same talking points as far as this identity issues. You don't belong anywhere. You have identity crisis, right? But also the Anglos are positioning, they're providing information saying, well, you cannot get a proper bone marrow donor if you need a bone marrow transplant because your genetics is so complex, your heritage, right? And biracial awareness is pointing out here that this is the fact that biracial people, mulatto people, they cannot receive a black bone marrow donor. They need a biracial or mulatto bone marrow donor for an exact match to get a bone marrow transplant. So even from a medical, scientific, biological standpoint, mulattoes and biracials are not the same as the blacks. And they know that. The Bantus know that, but they're trying to gaslight you forever so they can bastardize you and conquer you. They want another group as a subordinate. Nobody else, no one in civilized society is going to be underneath the blacks in America. They're desperately trying to claim you. They want you to be their punching bag. Nobody else will accept that shitty deal. I mean, it's funny. You look at this even from a medical, scientific, biological standpoint. We're not the same as you people. We're not the same. Like, we don't have the same genetics. But they're still going to try to play games and pretend like all the evidence is right in front of you. And this guy puts, yes, they can. It's like, no, they can't. No, there's a lot of evidence that suggests we can't. We cannot use you people as a bone marrow donor. Someone like me, European genetics, we're not the same as you, boy. We don't have the same genes as you. It says we are not seen as black. We're told you. Who told you that? Do you need a brain transplant? Yes, they are. That's why they were slaves. They're literally evidence. See, and they always go back to 400 years. I'm gonna get a lot more into this because, let me just take a little quick break, guys. I'm gonna drop the panel as well if you guys want to hop up on here because this shit's never ending. It's never ending. So let me just interesting. You see, Jason Edwards puts here, stupid Hebrew Israelites say the father carries a seed. So, example, Drake's son will be black, same bloodline as Wesley Snipes. Look, this is the. We don't endorse the black Hebrew Israelite, any of that rhetoric. We don't endorse that over here. Okay. All of the seed of your father is not endorsed over here on this channel. Just as a disclaimer so people understand. All this rhetoric and hoopla about the seed of your father and the Hebrew Israelite, the tribes of Judah and all this, this is not the channel you're going to push that shit on. Okay, we will laugh at you over here on this channel. We will get laughed at over here. You can do that on other channels. That's fine. They'll accept that. Over here in the Mulatto Vanguard Network, Mulatto History Channel, etc., we don't accept that. We don't abide by this stuff, okay? Because look at the guy's example. It beautifully said. Like, yeah, according to their doctrine, Drake, because he's the CDO father, the father only determines the gender, does not the race. The seed of your father means nothing. That's just a little wiggle room for these blacks to have, to basically fornicate with women of other nationalities and to pretend like their offspring is going to be a black like them. That's not how it works out here in the real world. You people, you creatures are spreading confusion. And it's gonna bite you on the ass. And I'm telling you, look, these younger generation, once they come and they awaken, they're not gonna identify with you savages. So you can pretend and spread confusion all you want. Eventually, they're gonna be looking for answers. They're gonna do some searches. They're gonna find me. They're gonna be like, hey, look, they don't identify with you. Yeah, they're trying to say that, oh, because of CDO father. They're talking about Drake's son, Adonis. That they're gonna try to say he's the same bloodline as a Wesley Snipes, some dark skinned Bantu. That's the level of confusion that these people are gonna push on you. If you entertain these characters, that's literally what they're gonna do to you out here. You gotta laugh at these people. Like I from the get-go, I've seen this, I've noticed this. I sit there and laugh. Like I don't follow any of your foolish pro-black fucking doctrine. Because they do is they serve the dark-skinned Bantu. They want to use mulattoes to serve the dark-skinned blacks. Period, and they can use whatever religious title they want, Hebrew Israelite, Moor, whatever, MLS, light skin black, whatever little religious or whatever title they use. It always amounts to the mulattoes serving the dark skinned Bantu. That's their whole agenda. So I see there, I laugh at that. This you know, yeah, they're gonna try to say Adonis, Drake's son, is the same as Wesley Snipes. He's the same bloodline. Yeah, right. He and Jason Edwards put here, silly Hebrew Israelites will say Lenny Kravitz is white, but Alicia Keys is black, based off their father. Yeah, you know, to me, this is not a. What else is there to say? If you guys are smart enough. I feel like my audience, I don't have to really go into this in detail, in detail. My audience is smart enough to know to see the pro-black males and their, Hebrew Israelite, pro-black, pro-dark skin, Bantu, you guys are kind of smart enough to see what their agenda really is. To use the mulattoes to sucker the mulattoes to serve the light skins, who of course serve the dark skinned Bantus and their agenda. You guys kind of already understand what's going on. I don't need to re-educate you or say anything else further. Basically, yeah, they're gonna say Lenny Kravitz is white because his daddy's white. He's the seed of his father, Bob Marley, etc. None of these people make sense when you examine their rhetoric and their philosophies. There's no other further commentary needed. Let's move on to the real discussion. The fact is, the Bantu, the dark skinned Bantu, they work with the pale skin, the white Anglos to neutralize mulattoes. They don't want us to become a group. They all work together to neutralize us. Let's go more into that. So let's go back into this TikTok thread. Shout out to Biracial Awareness and, of course, Renata Malata, who created this video that Biracial Awareness shared. I just saw all the engagement over here. I was like, damn, Biracial Awareness is really hitting it big, man. Some of his videos, his posts, they get a lot of views, and a lot of engagement as well, which comes with it, which is great for us. And like I said, Biracial Awareness, shout out to him, Mulatto Man in the UK. Like, he's been doing this for a hot minute, way before me. He's been doing this, spreading awareness per se. So all respect to him for that. And he puts here, well, I'm black and white because mixing goes both ways. Person puts here, a Satan, you still trying to do this mulatto mix thing, huh? TikTok guy. That's very bizarre for them. Calling him Satan, saying you're still trying to do this mulatto mix thing. A laughing emoji. You still trying to do the dark skin black devil thing, huh? Pro black, pro debauchery, pro devil. Like, I don't, pro Afrocentric, pro black, pro FBA, bunch of devils trying to bastardize all the other groups to fit in with the dark skin black supremacists. Like, you people are the devils out here. It's funny, he puts it here, a Satan. Like, no, it's you people. And I see these mulattas who are like shacked up with you, and they're baby mamas. And I'm sitting there, how is that a win? Even these white, I mean, it's part of my heritage. I'm African European, part of my heritage, so I can speak on these matters. But I'm looking at, even with the whites, it's like They're bastardizing the whites, and the whites, baby mamas, white women, and I'm sitting there like, who accepts this and thinks this is normal? The white guys are very uppity. They don't like that. They have entire Twitter channels dedicated to talking shit about the women and mainly us. They look at the males as a threat. I've talked about it. I'm going to talk about it more. The garbage human Twitter or X, channel or page, whatever. They really don't like mulatto males. They know we're a potential and eventual political threat, inevitable, not even potential, inevitable. They know we're a political threat. They know the dark skinned Bantu's gonna shuck and jive and kiss their ass. They know the mulatto's a threat, period. Okay. And the mulattoes, especially you younger cats, okay, part of the pewter party, the younger, the Gen Z and A's, alphas, you guys already know what's up. They look at us as a threat. Okay. Don't waste your time. These, even millennial or Xers, don't waste your time. They're going to suck off and serve the Bantus. That's their position. But the younger mulattoes, they already understand what the dealio is. Okay. And the Bantus, they serve the Anglos. Period. They're going to do their bidding for them against the mulatto. We see this every day of our lives. And of course, the Anglos are very sophisticated. They have their buffer classes, their Latino scapegoats, etc., East Indians, whatever part of the world you're in. They have them. That's their skill set. They can get these groups to do their bidding for them in a political sense to neutralize mulattoes. So let's continue on with this. We got we're not seen as black. Exactly. They look at us as mulatto and they're fearful of us because of that. If they saw us as black, they just expect us to throw a ball around and do some fucking dumb jokes and dance around and sing a song or some shit. No, they know we're not like you people. That's why they're threatened by us. They know we're not a fucking black like you. If they thought we were black like you, yeah, they just throw us a fucking basketball, dribble the ball, shut up and dribble, do a couple fucking, quick little dance moves, dance around like a monkey, sing a couple songs. No, they know we're not the same as you people. That's why they're threatened by us. They look at all this greatness. They look at Patrick Mahomes and all they look at all these mulattoes. Yeah, they're fearful. What the guy, the senator who's running against Ted Cruz, what's that cat's name? Colin Olrin. Okay. They look at all these mulattoes all over the place in politics, science, media, etc. Yeah, they know we're not the same as the dark-skinned Bantu. They know they got the Bantu in their back pocket. See, they're threatened by you. Right? Especially those of you who have come into this consciousness, who understand exactly what time it is. I'm not trying to fear monger, spread fear. I'm just like, you guys should understand this is where we're at today. Okay. You can take it seriously and have an identity of self-preservation, or you can just let it go. Just be absorbed. Just find yourself some pookie. You can just be a bastard baby mama. Have fun. Or, the mulatto guys who want to get a white girl or a Mexican girl and I see that too. Have fun. Have fun. Just pretend like it doesn't exist. Just erase yourself from history. Okay. You want to just relinquish your culture, identity, your, being mulatto. I see the men, they do that too. If not way more, just as much as the women. Okay. Obviously, with the males, what they do is they get with a Mexican, a Latina, or a white woman, and they just relinquish their whole identity, being mulatto. Okay. Because I had some female who basically was saying, you always talk about the women, but you never talk about the men. I follow your channel, watch your channel. Yeah, I know you're listening to me now, or on the playback, whatever. Okay, lady, I know you're listening. Okay. Yeah, I'm calling out the males too. I see the males too who get themselves a Latina or a white girl and they just want to relinquish their own identity. Yeah, you guys are going to do what you want to do. That's all on you, but yeah. Let's continue on with this. But mulatto and Creole is on my family members, up to my grandparents' marriage certificates, birth records, and listed in a census that way. I'm Dominican. Dominican people are one of the first biracial ethnicities in the New World. Interesting. And the guy Pro-Whack puts here, typical what they put is that your dad is white, you're white. Let me see if I can find that comment. Look at this comment from this guy here. It says, if your dad is white, you are white. Right? Typical. Pro-Whack. And he's got a mixed son. You guys see the image here? Do I need to highlight it? Maybe I should. Look at that. Look at that. This is the guy here. You see his image. It says, if your dad is white, that means you're white. Look at his offspring is white. This is the type of rhetoric they push. This is the type of rhetoric they push. Okay. We don't do all the hocus pocus, pro-whack, okay, pro dark skin, pro Bantu rhetoric over here. We don't do all that stuff over here. Okay. There's other channels who will do that. Suck off and serve the fucking Bantus. We don't do that over here. And he puts here, I have a mulatto father, black mother. I'm black, aka light skin. I don't give a damn what you are. You're griff, you're light skin. You ain't one of us. Okay. You ain't one. I don't claim you over here. Maybe some of the other pussy ass mulattoes will claim you. You can join their clique, join their little Discord server. That's all good. It's all good. Look, if you serve the Bantus, if you're going to fight for colorism and featureism, texturism, intersectionality, all the other host shit, you're with them over there. Like you don't have the same battles and struggles as us over here. The mulattoes over here, you're not the same as us. Okay. You can go over there with them, help them out. That's fine. What about Louis Farrakhan? Steph Curry? Actually, 99% of African Americans have slave master blood. So what are they? That's not our business. Go talk to the fucking 99% fucking slave master blood slaves. Go talk to them. Like, I don't understand. They come to you with this confusion, with these basically these they come to you with these questions that are basically unanswerable, if I can say that properly. Like, it doesn't make sense to come to us with these questions where it's like, what about Louis Farrakhan? What about him? He's a member of a religious group, Nation of Islam. That to me is the same as these Hebrew Israelites. Same shit. Cut from the same cloth. It's all black supremacy, pro dark skin Bantu bullshit. And he puts here, what about Steph Curry? What about Steph Curry? 99% of African Americans have slave master blood. I don't give a fuck about that. They're not my people. The FBA or whatever you call them. These ain't my people. I don't claim them. They're not my people. You need to go talk with them and work it out with them. But it's funny how they come to a mulatto page trying to spread their confusion to us as if we're supposed to do something in question. It's not on us to solve the problem of you slaves. You got to figure it out yourself. I don't identify with you people. Biracial awareness puts they're all multiracial, not black. His mom was mixed, buddy. Okay. Well, he's mixed too. He's not a black, right? They want you to fight their battles for. They want you to clean up their mess. That's all this is about. They want you to clean up their mess for them. She was mixed, not black. I know I'm trying to wake my peoples up because they fought for someone who didn't believe in them. She was trying to separate herself from blacks. She didn't want to sit with them. The day people realized mulatto didn't act black, we wouldn't be discussing this. But y'all come to our side like Drake, try to act like us, benefit, but then claim you're mulatto. No, that's the problem. Not Like Us song is for you. You see that? Fetty Wap, you see that? The dark skin black supremacist ideology. You see how they throw Drake into there? Not Like Us was for you. Wait a second. You see how they're trying to say, oh, but then you claim mulatto. Remember the dark skin, traitorous slave, you know, duplicitous savages. You know how they try to say, well, not like us is not because Drake is biracial. Not like us because Drake is Canadian. And he had PDF files all in his clique, the OVO clique. Remember these duplicitous, dark-skinned Bantu savages try to tell you, not like us is not because. Remember they try to lie? Like, they act like they're so sneaky. You're the only fucking idiots out here. I'm just out here talking my shit. I'm laughing at you savages. I don't give a fuck. Like, I laugh. It's so despicable how you try to act stupid and think everyone's going to act stupid with you. And you want to look to me and cry and complain, you're racist, you're anti-black, you got a chip on her shoulder, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Everyone's calling you creatures out. We look at Angry Man, who's his whole audience are blacks anyways, and he's calling you people out. It's hilarious. Like, you people are trying to say not like us is not about because Drake is because he's biracial. It's not because Drake is biracial. It's because Drake hangs out, he was kissing a young girl, a 15-year-old at his concert, or because the OVO they had they try to make all these conspiracies about what not like us. Everybody and on over on this side, the mulattoes understand not like us was a dog whistle for the dark-skinned Bantu black supremacists against mulatto males, period. And this is another comment we see right here live on TikTok, another confirmation that you duplicitous dark-skinned Bantus who serve the Anglos, anti-mulatto, you use and you weaponize the one-drop rule to your benefit. More evidence for us. We see that. You're talking about this not like us. They made that song. That song is for you. You look at that. It says right here, not like us song is for you because you want to claim mulatto. I mean, you people make it too easy for me. And see, people are like, oh, you've been banging on them for a minute. People are trying to say you're not balanced, mulatto Vanguard. You don't talk about the Anglos. These people work for the Anglos. I mean, that's why, like, the past month or two, I've been going into the white nationalists where you look on their threads over on X and they're talking cash shit about you people, especially when you're young, you young mulattoes. Okay. And unfortunately, a lot of you mulattoes identify with the Anglos. And it's like, look, they know, they're going to have to fuse with the fucking Latinos and the Asians. They already know it. They know it. I mean, this is why because their own women are creating their open mutiny with them, committing open mutiny with them. They know they're going to get with these Asians and they're going to have hoppas. They're going to have mixed, even they're half Latino children. They're all brown and shit. Like, you know, yeah, they're like half Hispanic, half Latino. They look European. They're white, white, quote unquote pale, but they're fucking brown as fuck. Like, I see it every day, guys. I see it every day. I see it every day. These Anglos. And they got their quote unquote white kids, but their kids are browner than me. Hey, have fun. Okay, yeah, that's the future for you people. You have to fuse with them. Okay. The Bantus are not reliable. Okay. And plus they're upset because they don't want the Bantus to be with their pale skinned, blonde, blue-eyed females. But it's okay for the pale skinned, blonde, blue-eyed males and boys to get with the dark skinned Bantu female. That's okay in their society. It's only when the Bantu males get with the females. That's a whole nother topic. Let's go into this again. Rosa Parks felt the same way. Yeah, Rosa Parks was mixed race. She wasn't a black like you people. But you claim her history just like you claim Charles Drew and everyone else. Yeah. What else is there to say before I hurt some more feelings? What else is there to say? And this guy, look at this guy, black guy with his mixed kid. He's got to claim everyone is black to justify his self-hate. That's the thing when you analyze these Bantus, these blacks, John Oliver. And I replied to his comment a few times, like, nope, it's mixed, not black. And he'll reply back, there's a black. No. You look at his profile picture, he's got a picture of a mulatto kid. Of course, because these are blacks who hate themselves. They can't commit to a black female. So they get like a non-black female. They have a mixed kid and they want to brainwash their offspring into identifying as black to cover up their own self-hate. Very despicable behavior from the Bantu savage. And they want to spread their confusion to you. And my whole position here is, guys, why do you accept it? Like, if you do not accept it and stand firm, they're going to call you a racist and anti-black and you a self-hater and all this crap. Okay, if you pussies don't want to be called names, whatever, that's part of life. You're going to be called names. But it's like, if you accept that shitty deal, it's going to be indefinite. Like, they're never going to let go. They're always going to try to put you in a subordinate position underneath the Bantu. You take your pick. You take your pick. You want them to call you a few bad words, a few bad names, a few bad little labels, or do you want perpetual servitude underneath the savage? That's on you. You tell me. The guy puts here, all black Americans and Caribbean people are mixed. So black is a title given by white Europeans and mixed West Africans that were involved in transatlantic slave trade. Average 10 to 20%, not the same as mulatto. Biracial people are not black. I like this comment as well. The thing is, because you're always going to run into these type of Bantus who spread their confusion, they're going to tell you, well, all black Americans and all, are mixed. Like he says here, all black Americans, he puts Caribbeans as well. They're going to say they're all mixed. They're basically trying to invalidate you. Say your opinion doesn't matter. Just shut up and take a shitty deal. Serve the dark-skinned Bantus while they bastardize all these other groups. Like, that's what they're basically telling you. Just shut up and, we're all the same. We're all mixed, right? But we're here in the first place because the Bantu savage, the FBA savage degenerate, told you that you're not like them. Like, we're all here because of that. So I don't understand how you're going to sit there and turn around 360 or 180, whatever, and pretend like you're just like them when they literally told you you're not the same as them. I've accepted that. I've acknowledged that. I was like, you're right. I'm not like you creatures. We're not the same people. You bet. I took that and ran with it. Now they're crawling over to all of our mulatto social media pages and telling us, well, you're just like the same as us. We're all mixed. All of us black Americans are mixed. I don't give a fuck what you people are mixed with. I've told you that from day one. Okay. I'm going to hurt some feelings. Okay. A lot of the crybabies, the biracial baby mamas with their bastard kids, they're going to whine and cry and say, I'm mean and all this crap. I get it. Yeah. We're not the same as you. I've been saying it for a minute. Before Lil Kendrick had his little pop song, I've been saying it. He says no mulatto is one black and one black parent. Mulatto is a colonizer word. Okay, whatever. Still not black. It means little mule. So mix would be better. You're the seed of your father. You are where the father is. And you tell him, what about Bob Marley? They always make special exceptions for Bob Marley. You notice that with these pro-wax? These little Hebrew Israelites. They're fucking confused, man. You just tell them, well, what about Lenny Kravitz? What about Bob Marley? Fucking confused. They're gonna sit there and tell you, well, he's still black, he's still black. Wait a second. He's the seed of his father. His father is white, but he looks pretty black to me. Like, he's, I guess, 50-50. Bob Marley. Like, you cannot deal with these confused religious people. They cannot articulate their own philosophies accurately to you. Do not, listen to them. To me, it's social media entertainment, but sit there and laugh. Like, if they can get a following, they can get people to the bandwagoners. Okay, that's good. But with the mulattoes over here, I'm letting you know, the mulattoes over here, they're too sophisticated and smart enough. They understand what the dealio really is. All that seed of your father is pro dark skinned male. Period. All that seed of your father, it's for the dark skinned Bantus to sleep with whatever female they want to claim their children as part of their own race. It's all in benefit of the dark skinned Bantu. That's anti-mulatto, period. All the whole seed of your father rhetoric. Well, you're the same race as them. If that's your father, that's your race. That's all pro-skin, dark-skinned Bantu anti-mulatto male. The mulatto males over here, you guys understand, and the females, because I have a lot of female support. You guys already understand that. You guys, the dummies, the knuckleheads, the idiots, please, I'm going to weed you people out. That's what this whole experiment has been based upon. I had people on TikTok or Twitter or X or Instagram, whatever, YouTube. I'm in a very thorough process of weeding you characters out. Okay. The whole thing is to weed you people out. I don't want to deal with you. This is not for you. This is not for you. Okay. Go over them, serve them. If they have some skill sets or benefits that can help you, go over there. If you're comfortable over there, go over there. I don't know, because people come over here to me, they get shit confused. They think that like I'm gonna be sympathetic towards their cause, to serve like the Bantu, to be anti-mulatto male. Like, this is not the page and channel for you. This is not a pro-gay, pro-liberal, pro-dark-skinned Bantu. This is not. You got the wrong channel over here. But people still try this shit. I'm kind of insulted, to be honest. And you look at this comment here. In Louisiana, mulatto is considered a slur. And of course, she's a pro dark skinned Bantu. Probably got some kids by a Bantu. Typical. As it should be. You are not an animal. And these are two blacks. These are not even our people. These are not in our group. These are out-group females telling us that we should be offended by a word. You're not our people. I can tell by looking at your avatars. You ain't one of us. Okay. As someone with deep history there, I can confirm it is extremely offensive, and he's gay. Okay. Ramon Bellows. He's pro-black and he's gay. So there you go. Because all in these quote unquote mixed race spaces, quote unquote mulatto spaces, you're always going to have your pro-black, homosexual, gay, quote unquote mixed race interlopers always in the middle of the mix. Pun intended. Always. You're always going to have these intersectionalist, pro-gay, pro-black interlopers. I'm mixed just like you. You got more white ancestry, but you're really the same as me. We're all this, that. They're going to muddy the waters. It's always been this way since I've examined these spaces. And I first heard about these mulatto or mixed spaces on Instagram. It's always going to be this way. This is on TikTok. It's the same shit. You're going to have these gays with these pro-black females, the muddy the waters, the same shit. Continuing on. I know you mulattoes, especially you younger cats, the more militant types, you you're always going to run into this. These interlopers, intersectional, pro-gay, pro-black, Afrocentrist, they're always going to be sneaking and lurking around the corner, examining what you're doing. Have your stuff public. I mean, all my shit's, I'm not all my stuff public, but what I'm doing right now is public, but have your private stuff as well. Okay. Organize effectively privately. I know shout out to Renata Malata. I'm, examining her video here. The comments on her video, these comments are based on her video. Like, you guys got to organize privately and have your stuff public as well. But I'm telling you, when you have your stuff public, you're always going to have these pro-gay, pro-black, griff, mixed, whatever the fuck they are. They serve blacks, they're pro-gay, and they're anti-mulatto. And the number one thing you understand with them is they're against the word mulatto. That is your first cue. If they're against you using a word that identifies you independently away from blackness, they have an issue with that. You're dealing with someone, they're an out group. They're not a part of your group, period. So I look at this comment from this Ramon Bellows, whatever. Yeah, 17 hours ago. Yeah, he's gay and he's black. Enough said. Okay, let's continue on. Mulatto are some beautiful people with future face and majority race of America. Mulatto will end racism. Now, Dallas Dave, probably because, maybe in his position, he wants to get a white female, right? Have mixed kids, and that's his whole position. And then Tasha puts here, if you are a Black American, 9 times out of 10, we have all ancestry that was mulatto. My DNA showed that I'm 86% sub-Saharan. Yeah, 86% sub-Saharan Europe Black. 11% European. So we already know the unfortunate thing that happened. You're Black. I mean, you're 86% sub. Black is dominant. I don't know why these people get into these like weird percentages. You're mostly Black. I don't know why you bringing up your little 11% European. Nobody gives a shit. I don't care. Someone like me, I got a white mom. It's because of you biracial white moms. Yeah, that's most of us out here. You dumb bitch. Like, I'm not saying her personally, but just the dumb. There's a lot of dumb idiots who try to make that argument about what's because you got a white mom. I'm like, okay, you're gonna help galvanize us. A lot of us got white moms. What that you're gonna make it easier for us to separate from you creatures if you keep pushing that white mom crap. Like to me, I sit there and laugh. Like, yeah, most of us have white moms. So like, I'm not the same as you with your 86% sub-Saharan. I haven't done a DNA test. I don't have that much sub-Saharan as you. We're not the same people, but they're always going to try to muddy the waters because they want to punk you. They want to keep you as a subordinate underneath them. This is the agenda. The guy puts here, mulatto is on my mother and grandmother's birth certificate, both deceased. Someone puts here, mix is not Black, mulatto is not Black. I put facts 100. I got 8 likes. That was 2 days ago. Yet white people see anyone mixed with Black as Black. Nobody get into pink glitter. The thing is, the whites don't run shit out here. They got open borders. They think they're a little white savior, the great white hope. Trump is gonna help their ass. The whites aren't making the rules out here. It's only you fucking Blacks who think your white masses really, and that's why you people are basically like perpetually at the bottom, unfortunately. Now the Mexicans are coming over here, like jumping over your ass, taking your shit, eating your lunch. And you want the mulattoes to still like hold your hand and help you out? What the fuck? You're not paying me, boy. You people got to pay me now. I put facts. He puts, yeah, white people see anyone mixed with Black as Black. I don't give a fuck what these whites see. They need to pay me too, just like you fucking Bantus. Get the fuck out of here. And a person puts here, who cares what white people think? Let me like that comment. That's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here every day of my life. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what these people think. Because they're working with this fucking Bantu to neutralize mulattoes. Fuck out of here. I don't give a shit what you people think. You ain't running shit. You think this Donald Trump, this billionaire from Manhattan, is going to save your ass from all the illegals. And you need the illegals, the fucking buffer class, to neutralize these Blacks. You think the mulattoes just sitting here acting fucking dumb, trying to be cool with the fucking Bantu? You have a lot of us out here who are watching you people taking notes. We're all taking notes. Okay. I'm just a little more public with it with my social media. That's fine. People are watching, listening. That's the whole purpose. I want you to see me. You're listening and watching. You're looking at me. I want you. These other mulattoes, we're taking notes. We're studying you. We've been studying you from birth. Puts here, white people care what white people think since they hold the government. They hold the government. They're so powerful. Look at this. You know this is a Black. You know this is a pro-Black, a fucking victim. They hold the governmental power, yet they got open fucking borders, and yet they want the borders closed. All these Mexicans running up in here, like they don't run shit like you think. But this is the Bantu. This is why mulattoes cannot serve and have the same political agenda as a dark-skinned Bantu. This is why I got to be careful with the whole Hebrew Israelites, the pro light-skinned Hebrew Israelites, because they serve the dark-skinned Bantu. They have the same political agenda as them, and they serve underneath whites. This is an issue because they want you mulattoes to be subordinate underneath the Blacks, the Bantus, and the Bantus are always going to serve the whites. You look at this comment here. White people care what white people think since they hold the governmental power. This is a dark-skinned Bantu, this rhetoric. And they want the mulattoes to serve underneath that. Mulatto with white parent. Look at this guy. Kandra Green, 45. Mulatto with white parent are gross. Well, by definition, mulattoes have 2 mulatto parents or one white parent, one Black parent. So I don't know, some dummy troll idiot, whatever. And then Queen Darlene puts, I was born in 1960, biracial, was adopted by a white family. They always told me growing up I was mulatto. Never knew what that meant. As I got older, I was just black. Well, yeah, 'cause it's a generational nuance. And these older mulattoes, they were conditioned into that position, that generational nuance where like they know they were robbed of their true identity, but they just, grew up and understand that they're just a black as the American social order positioned them to see themselves, and they've accepted it. They never challenged the status quo. Like we see in society today, 2024, they're trying to tell mulattoes, you're just black. And the mulattoes are challenging that shit. We're just we're breaking the door down. Like, nope, we're not the same as them. They're going to be forced to acknowledge that. It's going to be a collective effort. I'm one dude with a nasty attitude. I'm just a short, bald, fat incel. Like I'm no one special. Like, because that's what they say. All the little fucking slurs and slanders about me. It doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't mean anything, right? On this whole social media experiment. Mulatto Vanguard, you're short, bald, fat. You're an incel. It doesn't mean anything. Look, I'm just one guy, but all these other people listen to me, tuning in, supporters. Even if they're not supporters, they're listening. They're tuning in. They know like these younger generation. They're not gonna fall for this crap. They're going to challenge the social order. They know damn well that the mulattoes are here. We're growing. We're not the same as these Bantus. And you have to be careful because this older generation, a lot of them, they want you stuck. And they're kind of envious, I will admit. They're kind of envious because they didn't have the same tools and voice that we have now when they were younger. They were basically forced and fixed into the black group. They see us now. We're very bold and uppity talking our shit. So in some cases, you'll run into some of these older people who will basically be kind of, envious of you. I'm not saying all, I'm not generalizing all. I have, but you will see that. You will see some of these older people who will basically kind of be irritated. They're like, how dare you talk all this shit? You people got this freedom to move around, to talk your shit, and you got these mulattoes who support you and all this. Yeah, this is a new day. This is a new day today. I knew this several years ago. I was looking at the trends, looking at social media, looking at my environment, looking around. I was like, look, these younger cats, they're not going to accept a shitty deal out here. They're not going to. And I'm not going to. So I know if I'm not going to, me personally, I'm not special. But I was looking at these younger cats, they're not going to. Trust me, they're not going to accept a shitty deal. He puts here, let's see, he says, and as a mulatto, I approve this message. Shout out to you. I like the comment. Wrong. A mulatto has nothing to do with white people. A mulatto is a melanated American Indian and African mixed person. You're welcome. No, you're not welcome. You're another dummy. Says that's mestizo. Mestizo was what he is calling mulatto. Yeah, they're just these FBA, they're just spreading their confusion. Let me just move on. He says this person here puts, I love mulattoes and they are very beautiful. Yep. I think that all African American people have white people and Indians and African people. So we are all mulatto people. If you are African American, people are mixed. See, and this is a dark skinned black Bantu. See, the thing with Jesse Jones, this is what they do to invalidate you people, you mulattoes. This is what they do. This is what they do. They want to say we're all the same. All black Americans, African Americans have admixture from their slave master. So we're all the same. This is the main tactic they're going to use to basically kind of silence you, to get you to shut up. So we're all just the same. Just, we're all the same. Just deal with it. This is what they do. It's so disgusting and despicable to see this, that they continuously try this to basically invalidate you in your experience. We're like, why are we even talking to these people? Like, this is a social media, post. So they just put their little stupid comments and I'm sitting here commentating on it. But even in my like comment section, I don't really see that many comments like that anymore. Cause over on my social media, because people kind of know I'm like a dog, I'll bite your ass. Like I'm like gonna go attack right away. And they, so some of these other channels or these pages, they're kind of more lenient. They let people just run their mouth and stuff. But over here, my stuff, I'm like, yeah, I've already addressed this stuff before, prior. So this is just pretty much Bantu gaslighting, trying to invalidate you. Say we're all the same. Yeah, I got slave master white DNA from the plantation, so all African Americans are mixed. This is just the same crap. Trying to discredit you, invalidate you. It's already been addressed. It's just annoying. It's really annoying at this point. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Okay, let me just get into some of your guys' comments because it's like I've been here for a minute already. I'll drop the link too if you guys want to hop up here. It's already late at night. What the hell am I doing? I gotta work tomorrow. Shit, I work every day. Shit. I'm a working man, like that song from Rush. I like that song from Rush. They got that song Working Man. I work every day. But I'm obligated to serve you guys, so I gotta do what I can, the best I can, to connect with you guys. So let me go to some of these comments. You says you put you get your looks from black people, not white. Yeah, it's a typical black making that comment. Let's see, put here. Well, drain the black out of yourselves. No, we're gonna take the black to benefit us, just like you blacks. Take your little slave master DNA to benefit you, to interlope in the mixed spaces. That's what you blacks do. They call their white heritage or European heritage colonizer blood. I've heard him say that. I'm a griff. I got colonizer blood. I'm mixed. I'm like, what? You people ain't the fucking same as me. They'll say that shit to like legitimize themselves as if they're a part of our discussion. Like you're in some other pro-black gay shit. You're not the same as us. I don't understand what you people try to pretend like. No. Okay, use your little troll account. You're not the same as us. Booker T. Washington was not mulatto. I don't care. We're not talking about Booker T. Washington. So you're whatever you are. Don't care. I got people in the comments already letting them know I'm more than just two things. I'm more than that. Yeah, you're whole. You're whole. You're one. They want you to look at this as kind of a split, to be split between two or several things when you're just whole. You're one. Right. It's that oneness. And this is why these other groups see, because the Bantu, the black Bantu, they work with the whites, the racist whites against mulattoes. And this is what I'm trying to get mulattoes to understand. Like, you need a tribe. You need a consciousness, a mulatto consciousness, and understand the importance of having a tribe, because all these, whether you like it or not, these other groups are galvanizing and they're cutting out their deals and side deals to work against you. Now, I don't position myself as a victim, but we have to understand and acknowledge the reality of the situation. Bantus are cutting deals with white Anglo racist against mulattoes. This is where we're at today. Just like they're cutting deals, the white Anglos with the Hispanics and with the East Indians and East Asians, they're cutting deals with these other demographics. And the mulattoes are the only people who do not have their own destiny, their own tribal affiliation, their own agenda that serves them. That is a major problem in society. I'm trying to get people to understand you're going to have major problems. This is major implications that are coming your way. If you do not understand, everybody else is tribalizing. You don't think these Anglos are cutting deals, side deals with these Bantus and these Hispanics. I already told you. They're cutting deals with all these people to neutralize you because they know mulattoes are gaining power in society everywhere you look. All over politics, all over social media, all over science, in the military, academia. It doesn't matter whatever sphere of influence in society you look in. Mulattoes are gaining power. You're the only group who does not tribalize and organize for influence in society. And you were at a detriment because of that. Eventually, you people are going to wake up and smell the fucking coffee. If mulattoes want to have their own identity, it's their own right to have that. As long as these mulattoes identify as black, they will get what they're asking for. Joe Curry, many people are more than that. So what? A traitor against a race we're not a part of, regardless, that wants to us gone no matter what the color. So it's not a race thing either, it's a mindset. Very interesting question. You got to ask the Afrocentric one droppers. How does being half black make you a black person? It doesn't. It never has and never will be. But they will try to convince you so they can bastardize you into serving them. That's the whole agenda. It's not only white people you see darker than you, it's also, yeah, like you said, like I see like these fucking Mexicans, like, or they got like a white mama or a Mexican daddy or vice versa, East Indians or whatever the hell they are. Like I see people that are like dark, but they have like European features and like they're still part of that Anglo The Anglos need the numbers, they need them. They know mulattoes are growing. This is why even today now they're incentivizing the dark skinned Bantu to be against the mulatto. It's a new day. You talk to these mulattoes who grew up in the 70s. Look, don't waste your time. Okay. Because they are indoctrinated. Their whole position in life is to serve the dark skinned Bantu. They do not understand that in today's day and age, the Anglos are using these Bantus, weaponizing them against mulattoes. This is what we see. I'm just one guy, millennial dude with some balls talking my shit. This is what we see out here. You can pretend all you want and spread all the foolish. Like this is what we see. This is what they're doing. They're working with them, incentivizing them against us. And we're sitting here like we're supposed to be lost without a cause, without an identity, without a home. We got a home. We got an identity. We see the problem. We have to address it, acknowledge it, and move forward. Period. So of course, they're going to be against your ass. Of course, a guy like me, they're going to be against me. Who else out here is saying this? Like, I don't see any of the social media. Most of these multiracial social media pages are just gay, pro-black, and that's all it is, guys. That's all it is. Just about, it's just gay and pro-black. Most of this multiracial shit you see on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. It's just, okay, that's not what we're doing over here. You put here, so you still not white, and they are. Yeah. Is off a little bit because the Kenoshan people of South Africa who are light skinned are way older than the Bantu people. Light skinned people have been around since the beginning of time. How is a white man going to fuss with the Latino to increase the white population? With the Latino to increase the white population when Latino is already highly mixed with black and Indian and Asian? That doesn't make a white person. Yeah, but the white people, they're kind of stuck in a kind of quandary and a quagmire because they know damn well it's not about purity when you deal with the Anglo, the racist white. All the purity is just smoke and mirrors. They don't give a fuck about purity. I've already demonstrated that. The white nationalists, the 1488, okay, incel white boys. It's not about white purity. It's about maintaining the status quo. They need the Asians and Latinos to maintain that. The Latinos are their buffer group, their chosen buffer group they need to fuse with to maintain a numerical advantage in the Western Hemisphere. They know that. They're not going to bring in all these Nordic, Scandinavians and Swedens and, Finlanders and all this. They're not going to bring these people into America, North America, to help them boost their numbers. They know that's not plausible. That's not what they're going to do. They already brought in all the criminal fucking Irish and Germans in North America the past 100 years. They're not going to bring any more of those people in. Okay. They're going to stay in their homelands over there in Europe. They know in this land in the Western Hemisphere in North America, they're going to fuse with the Spaniards. Okay. They're going to fuse with the Latinos to increase the quote unquote white population. They need them. That's their buffer class. And they're going to use them against mulattoes. And they have the Bantus. They know they're going to use their reliable lackey and lapdog. They're going to use the dark skinned Bantu who's inherently jealous of mulattoes. They're going to use them against the mulattoes. They're going to use the Bantu against mulattoes. We already see this going on. I'm not the best guy that's going to articulate this, but we already see this going on. Please, somebody help me. Okay. Somebody post a comment, email me, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm lying. I know some of you guys, a lot of you, not some, a lot of you can articulate this better than me. This is what we see out here. Like, we're all just supposed to act stupid. Like, we don't see what's going on. The whole dynamic out here. Mulatto is on a race. Biracial is on a race. Okay. Well, your same little Anglo masters are telling you. I'm just acting accordingly. I see the environment. I see the hostility, the competitive nature of the environment I'm in. I'm acting accordingly to what I see. And I'm galvanizing and organizing, period. And I'm very prideful in what I'm doing. I feel like it's a noble cause. I'm doing something. Some feelings will get hurt. That's par for the course. It doesn't matter who the hell you are. If you're Kamala Harris or if you're Donald Trump, you're going to hurt some feelings on the opposing side. It's just par for the course. And I'm not saying I'm either one of those two. I'm just pointing it out that it doesn't matter where you are in a political spectrum or your where you stand ideologically. You're going to hurt feelings, and that's kind of the case for me. Like, I'm going to hurt some feelings. That's fine. That's part of it. But let's get into this. Yes, the Bantu is not older than lights their skin. Yeah, Kenoshan. Yeah. You put at the start of the U.S., there were three races: a Negro, white, mulatto, which used to mix black and Indian. Now, mulattoes are black and white, which has existed before this little Indian black, bullshit in America. So let's just get that clear. Yeah, I think I read that comment about the Hebrew Israelites. It's just all confusion. They serve dark-skinned Bantus. Look, if the white man is clearly genociding another group of mixed race in Palestine, the delineation of the mulatto from the black argument is trivial. If mixed want their own, yeah, mixed people are not a part of the blacks, not a part of the Bantu. So you could talk about the Palestinian and this whole idea about the white man. You didn't put the woman. So I'm guessing you're a black male. You want access to the white woman. You're not including. You don't understand that the white women are everything to do with the white male. I don't understand you blacks who try to act like it, like because your gender war, where your own women are basically conquer your black ass. It's a matriarchy. You don't understand where it's like with the white man. When you talk about the white man, you got to talk about white people because it's white women who birth these males and raise these males to be soldiers. So you talk about the white man, you're not including the white woman in that equation. That's highly suspect right there. To me, it seems like you're off. You're not the same. You're not on the same page as me, which means you don't have the same intel as me. You haven't analyzed this the same as me. That's it. Like, you're not looking at it the same as me. And that's okay. You don't have to look at it the same as me, but your intel is not the same. You don't have the same information, which is highly suspect. To me, like you say, just a little avatar, to me, it just is kind of a giveaway that you're just a black guy, or even if you're mixed, you identify as a black, which, that's even worse, to be honest with you. You're talking about how they're the Palestinians, like, yeah, the Anglos need the Jews in that region for resources because that's a highly, you know, that area, there's a lot of conflict there with all these other nations, and with the treaties and the agreements they can have with these nations, it's very thin. I mean, that's a very tricky situation. Honestly, I'm not the guy who's the most astute to talk about these issues out there in that region, so I'm not even gonna throw my hat in the ring. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna stay in my lane, my mulatto lane. I'm not gonna get into all that Palestine and Israel. That's not my lane over here. I'm gonna be real with you guys. If you guys are the experts on that, you guys can do that. But looking at your commentary here, this comment here, you're not an expert on that either. Because your whole thing is you want to keep the mulattoes with the blacks. Could the white man doing something to the Palestinians, working with the Jews? Okay, that's cool, but that has nothing to do with the mulattoes over here. The act declaring what person shall be deemed mulattoes. Yeah. Shout out to Telling Stewart, who is a day one supporter. and I will always honor and cherish my day ones. I calling Stuart, shout out to you. I thought about you earlier today when I was at work, thinking about like not even just doing the stream, but just thinking about like where I've kind of progressed with this social media and this Mulatto Vanguard project, where it's like I'll always honor my day ones. And like telling Stuart has been a day one supporter of mine when I first started, when I had like 2 3 subscribers, right? And she was one of them in my first kind of uploads, talking, explaining people my story, how I came into this consciousness. Like I will always honor and cherish and remember like my day ones, and telling Stuart without a doubt is my day one, the number one day one. So I really appreciate you. Definitely, you're one of the people I serve when I hop up on here and speak and talk. You're one of the people I serve for sure. It says Palestine is Lebanon. Palestinian peoples are Lebanon's. This channel is focused on mulatto history. Yeah, thank you. And staying, true to the course, par for the course. Like this is the whole premise here is for mulattoes to have a voice. But other people will try to get us sidetracked into fighting other people's battles, primarily black. It's not white people. The Anglos, they're not trying to get us to fight their or sympathize with them or fight their battles. They're studying and watching us, of course. Is a public platform. It's usually always blacks and Bantus and Afrocentrics who will try to jump in here and pretend to be mixed to try to get mulattoes off our square from our own agenda to help them and serve them, which all they want is white acceptance. Like it doesn't make sense to us that we're already half white. Me, you telling Stuart we're not a mulatto, like we're already mulattoes. Like that's part of our heritage. No one can take that away from us. That's our birthright. Like, so when we have these interlopers who pretend to be like us and they want us to fight other people's battles, like it's very annoying. Shout out to Renata Malata, the queen of the hour. Yes, indeed. Because her video is where we got a lot of the content from, the comments. Thank you to the moderators for being present. It's late for here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to close things out right now anyways. I just want to hop up here, give you guys some content. And this guy puts here, I was making a point. They took our mix. They think mixed people just to say, I don't care. I don't know. They fear us being seen as a buffer class. They think something like in the book Chancellor Williams wrote, yeah, well, that's the pro-blacks, the Afrocentrics are. The Chancellor Williams is the Afrocentrics. They don't like mixed identified people because they believe we can play both sides and we can't. Yeah, I mean, the thing is the blacks can't be trusted either. Okay, you put here they play both sides. Well, nobody plays both sides more than the blacks. African Americans. They are the most duplicitous, untrustworthy group on the planet. Ungrateful. Mulattoes help them get out of slavery. They're turning on mulattoes. They not like us. Like nobody can be not trusted as them. So like I don't know, like you shouldn't take what they say seriously. You should laugh at it, create some content. It's just a joke. They are the biggest race traders. They hop in and out of blackness. They are the most duplicitous. Okay, they work with all the ops. They work with all the whites, the Anglos, and everyone else against other blacks. Like they're in no moral position to call the shots anywhere. And you dumbass mulattoes who feel like they are, that's not you, man. I mean, not over here. I'll be the bad guy, but I'm not getting suckered by the Bantu. Fuck out of here. Like I learned my lesson at an earlier age. I'm not getting suckered by these characters. Buffer class, they usually use other non-whites as buffer classes board mulatto. Of course, I have already stated the Latinos. Latinos are their premier buffer class. In other parts of the world, like in the United Kingdom, they use the East Indians. They use these Asians and East Indians as their buffer class. Yeah. And in the United States, they use the Latinos as their buffer class. Yeah. They use them before the mulatto. But the Bantus got it kind of twisted. The Bantu thinks they're special. Oh, they still gonna see you as a black. No, we're not like you people. And the Latinos are not like you either. Good luck. Nice try. What African Americans fear is more and more mulattoes dating each other and creating our own identity different from them. Of course, that's their number one fear, is that we will prefer each other because they're all up in my mix, pun intended, because they know I have a lot of mulatto support. They have that lot of mulatto women on all my platforms support me. And that's what they fear more than anything, is that the mulattoes are going to dig and prefer the mulatto men, vice versa. We're going to create more unions, expand our group. They fear that more than anything, of course. Yeah, we get that. But there's nothing they can do to stop it. They have their little propaganda, but everybody else has their propaganda as well. So they're basically ill-equipped. They're not going to win. I mean, what they're going to result to is begging their white massa to silence us and suppress us. They're going to all beg to their white massa, you know, terminate his channel, flag his channel, don't give him a voice. And that's all they're going to do. Like, they're going to beg their white massa to cancel us because they know damn well, as long as I'm up here, other people, like mulattoes we're going to prefer each other. We like each other. Okay. Contrary to what the black identified mulattoes tell you, we prefer each other over here in other spaces that are kind of adjacent to mine. We like ourselves. We like our image. We want to grow. This is natural for us. Destruction of Whack Civilization by Chancellor Williams is a whole book that is anti-mulatto, saying that mulattoes are a threat to black society. Yeah, man, it's you should have been listening to me from the start. I've been saying this for the past 2 years, bro. Yeah. I'll get you kind of tuned in, on tune with this stuff, but we got more on the black nationalist stuff, because yeah, I've been saying all this stuff for a minute, bro. We are not intimidated by white people like they are. Exactly. The blacks, the Bantus, they're scared of the whites. And the mulattoes have always competed with the whites. That's primarily why the whites don't like us. The Anglos, talking about the Anglos specifically, because they know that we're not going to accept a shitty deal. We're going to fight. And then the whites, the Anglos, they'll use their buffer classes, the Latinos, against us. And we're going to have to fight their ass too. We're going to fight the Bantus, the blacks, everybody, because we're not going to be put in a position of servitude. We're going to be competing and be respected in society like everybody else. They want to kind of silence us and shut us up. They've done that with the older generations. They fixed them in, suckered them to serve a deal underneath blackness, and they've accepted that. You have some light-skinned guy, like I was at the voting. I went to vote earlier today. And I was at the polling, what do they call that? Like the voting station, the poll station. And there's got these mulattoes there. I'm like, they're whiter than me, but they're older than me. So in their generation, they just identify themselves just a black. And I'm looking at them like, you guys don't look like a fucking black. I've been to Africa. I've been to Ghana. Everybody's dark skin. Like when we look at a person like you, they call your ass white because they're truthfully honest. You're more white than black in these other parts of the world. Like America doesn't really make the rules like it used to. This is a new day. Everybody else is competing in society. And I sit there and laugh. Like I see some of these mulattoes who are like, bro, like you don't even look like you're fucking black, but you identify as you are. That's on you. But the younger generation of mulattoes, they're not going to be with it. And you're going to have to conform to their program, period. And I'm a millennial guy. I'm sitting here watching it like, yeah, the future definitely looks bright, pun intended. And like you said, we're not a mulatto. We're not intimidated like the way some of these other folks are, right? Our image is worth preserving and passing on. Yeah, beautiful words. I appreciate that. You're absolutely right. That's what's up. Shout out to you guys. I'm going to close this out and I'll talk to you guys pretty soon. Peace.